Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side for now. And one of the reality shows that we do is Below Deck Med, which I'm obsessed with. But before we get into that, because they're on like episode 11, so I'm like, I don't know, 8 weeks behind. Okay, but before we get into that, I took pole dancing class today. It was a really good class, believe it or not. I wasn't planning on it to be, but so I've got my Apple Watch, and my Apple Watch it counts how many steps you do, but it also counts how many calories you burn. So I have my caloric burn set at 510 calories a day. And I've hit it every single day this week. I'm trying to have a perfect week, right? So I knew that I had to, 1 hour of pole dancing and that's it. It's not gonna, because when I'm at work, this is a little tidbit of my work life. When I'm at work, what I do is, as soon as I show up, I do 4 laps around the building. I do that at my 10 a.m. break, at lunch, at my 3 p.m. break. If I have calories left to burn, I'll do it before I leave at 5 too. So I always do get all my walking in so that I get my steps and my caloric burn. But today I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go get some food at Chin Chin. FYI, Chin Chin is the absolute greatest. So I decided I'm going to walk. Now, it's at New York, so it's not like the furthest thing away in the world. But as I was walking out, there's this lovely lady that lives in this same complex, and she was like, you're crazy. That is way too far. You're going to get heat stroke. And she did convince me to go and get like some Gatorade. So I did get because I did have a couple bottles of Gatorade, and I had one on the way, and then I had one on the way back, but oh my God, it was no joke. But I hit the 510. Thank goodness. I hit my caloric burn. Woohoo! Okay, so just thought I would share my enthusiasm about that. All right, so now let's talk about Below Deck Med. Okay, God, okay. So I know I'm going to catch hell for this, but you know what? JWoww is kind of cute. Not like personality wise, because the minute he opens his mouth, it's like, oh my God. But he's physically very attractive. He's not bad to look at. He's very easy on the eyes, right? Not so much on the ears, but easy on the eyes. And Conrad's cute, and so is Colin. But I have to say, my favorite, and I love me some Hannah. I have loved me some Hannah forever. She's kind of also one of the reasons why I started this show, was because I had to talk about her because I'm so obsessed with her. But actually, my favorite cast member this season is Jamie. She is a fucking riot. She's hilarious. And what I love about Jamie is that she's got a very dry humor. So, and she's constantly got this look like, what the fuck? Like, she's just the greatest. I love her to death. And I know she's irritated that, and I'm sure JWoww probably thinks less of her because she's a woman, but she's like, fuck you, asshole. Like, she's the greatest. I love her. And what's hilarious is that, like, JWoww has been flirting with, like, all of the stewardesses. But Jamie's like, oh, I don't got time for that bullshit. Fuck you. I love it. I love her. I love everything about her. I think she's fantastic. Okay. So on this particular episode, one of Captain Sandy's, what's interesting is that, before we go into that, I've got to say, if you do not watch while you're also got Kate Chastain live twittering, oh my God, it is a fucking riot. That girl is hilarious. Like, people have been joking this past week that they need to give her her own show where she does commentary on Bravo shows. But they really do. Like, she's incredible. Like, she could host a new version of The People's Couch. She is fucking hysterical. I cannot take her. I love her so much. She just cracks me up. Oh my God, I fucking love her. So, and she's not even on Below Deck Med. She's just on Below Deck, but still, she's so damn funny. But what I found interesting, so I just thought I would let you know that. In case you didn't know, you should be watching Kate Chastain's Twitter feed live during Below Deck. It is a scream. Okay. So what's interesting is that Captain Sandy's crew don't really refer to her as Captain Sandy. She's just Sandy to them. Now, I get from her standpoint, if she wants to feel more familiar with the crew and doesn't want to be so, I understand that. But in front of guests, she would always be like if I was on the boat, in front of guests, I would always call her Captain Sandy, whether she wants me to or not. Just because I don't want the guests to think that I don't have respect for my people higher up on the food chain, right? So I would absolutely always call her Captain. Now, when they're not there, that's up to her. If she wants me to call her Sandy, I'll call her Sandy. If she wants me to still call her Captain Sandy, I will call her Captain Sandy. You know, whatever. She's earned that respect by having those stripes. So I give her credit for that. So one of her friends, anyways, I just thought that was kind of weird. It was something kind of strange about the show. Okay, so, because if you watch Below Deck, nobody ever calls Captain Lee. Ever. So, that's just something that I was like, that's kind of weird that, I mean, and I can see the reason why, but I just don't think in front of people you would want to show that. So I don't know. So in this episode, one of Sandy's friends, Dr. Jennifer Berman, who is the world's leading vaginoplasty doctor, right? Now, it's interesting because, Kyle Dixon from Below Deck, he is into transsexuals. He's probably given her quite a few clients over the years, right? But, she actually does vaginal rejuvenation. She doesn't actually create vaginas. Although, if you ask Billy Lee on Vanderpump Rules, she got her best fucking vagina. She got her life in fucking, I think it was Thailand. So whatever, you go Billy Lee. Okay. So, you know what I would love? I'm sorry, this is going to go off topic really quick. I would love it if Billy Lee was somehow related to Kevin Lee. She. I mean, that would be, I would die. I would die. That would be the greatest shit ever. Just saying. And the Kevin and Billy Lee show, I said a long time ago, they really needed to have a spinoff with, Marisol's from Housewives of Miami, Marisol's mother, Mama Elsa. Oh God, she was fucking hilarious. I'm not the Victorian lady. She's great. But they needed to have a show with her and Calvin Tran from, I think it was called The Fashion Show, some show they only ran 2 seasons. But he was the one that said, "Oh no, here go hell come." And I don't know why, but I just think listening to the two of them would be hilarious. But yeah, that never happened because Mama Elsa has since passed. So respect to you, Mama Elsa. Okay, so so there was a little bit of what I find interesting about Jennifer Berman is that it has nothing actually to do with the whole vaginoplasty or vaginal rejuvenation or whatever the fuck she does. I don't have a vagina, I don't know. But contrary to popular belief, but what's interesting is that there's another Dr. Jennifer Berman who you might know from. Now I've seen this Dr. Jennifer Berman. I know I've seen her on The Doctors before. I know she's talked about her vaginal rejuvenation process before. But there's the other Dr. Jennifer Berman is, she's the therapist that VH1 hires for couples therapy, family therapy, even way back when they had that teen idol show where they had those washed up teen idols. She was their therapist. But recently she's changed her name to Jen Mann, not Jen Berman, but she was Jennifer Berman. So they had the same name, but until, couples therapy chick changed it to Jennifer Berman, which was kind of weird too. I mean, she changed her name to Jennifer Mann. Just thought I would point that out as well. A little bit of useless trivia that might not mean anything, but just saying. So Sandy was there and she was super insistent that they do a really good job with service because the weather was so shitty that they couldn't take the boat anywhere at all. So they had to really step up their game. And you know who did step up his game? I'm going to give him some credit, and that was Adam. Adam actually, I'm not going to lie, okay, I thought Adam was cute the first season, but then he had that whole drama with Malia, and I was like, oh my God. But this season, he's changed, and I really want him to shave, though. I really do. Like, he's a little too scruffy for me. It's not quite Duck Dynasty, but I mean, it looks like it's getting there. Like, let's shave the beard. I mean, really. So, but he did a really good job this charter with food. Like, he fucking pulled out all the stops. He gave them appetizers. Like, he made these beautiful salads for them to take with them to go, because they did an excursion on land where JWoww and Hannah took them to go make pizzas, and they left the salads, but that's okay because he just refrigerated them and then repurposed them for dinner. That is smart. And they loved it. So, and then he just went all out because they like lots of sweet treats. So he just, went crazy. He did a really good job. I got to give him props for that. However, what's unfortunate, because of Dr. Jennifer Berman's closeness with Sandy, I guess Sandy allowed her to wear her shoes in the dining room, and they left marks all over the floor. And Conrad and Hannah both stayed up until 4 a.m. scooping out, and she had blisters on her hands. So this is something I just need explained to me really quickly. What I need explained to me is, okay, how is Hannah supposed to do the provisioning for the next charter if she doesn't have any time for that? Because on the one hand, I get Captain Sandy saying, we have a charter, you need to be serving the guests. Breakfast service sucked, But I would go so far as to say that breakfast service sucked, not because Hannah wasn't there, but because, I'm just saying, Casey was a little bit, she's not quite up to par just yet. So, and in that case, if I was Brooke, I would have said, we're going to need help in the kitchen. But maybe Brooke didn't want to say that because Hannah might say, have Jamie help you. You know what I mean? And Brooke's trying to have Jamie's back because she doesn't want to do stewardess shit. She wants to do deck shit. So I get it. So it's kind of Captain Sandy said herself, this is a short charter. So because it's a short charter, how are you not going to, I just felt like it was a little bit harsh when she came down on Hannah, because she really came down on Hannah hard. And Hannah was crying and was like this with the camera. I was like, ooh, that is not good. Ooh, so, yeah, I just, and here's another thing. If I was the captain of a ship, right, and I had my crew working for me, and I had one of my friends as the charter guest, and I was joining them for a meal, in this case it was breakfast, okay, if I was joining them for a meal, and the service was not up to par, the absolute last thing that I would do is call attention to that, right? And I felt like Sandy kept mentioning it in front of the charter guest, because yes, she is her friend, but at the end of the day, she's still a charter guest. So I thought that personally, that could just be me, but I thought that was a little bit inappropriate. Have your talk with them afterwards with your staff and say, just FYI, breakfast service sucked this morning. That's fine, but to constantly be saying God, we ordered 15 minutes ago, blah, 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 to constantly draw attention to it. If anything, I would be trying to change the subject with, witty banter and repartee so that they could not be distracted and not notice that it was taking fucking forever to get their breakfast. Whatever. You know what I mean? And the reason why I was taking so long is because Sandy had these, requests for dry toast, and Adam buttered it and she was like, oh, she said dry toast, I'm sorry. So, it's one of those things. Whatever. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag Below Deck Med to talk Below Deck Med, or you can also hashtag Drag Race or RPDR. I've got one more recap of that coming up, of the finale. Oh, it was so good. And you can hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. All right, everyone, have a great day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.